Okay, I think there we go. Now we're going live. Hello, hello. All right. Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. Okay. It's kind of chilly up here this morning. I guess I shouldn't complain considering the last couple of weeks I'm like dying, sweating from trying on clothes and stuff. So I guess I shouldn't complain that it's a little bit on the chillier side today, but that's okay. I'm sure after a few minutes of trying on clothes, I will be plenty warm, no problem. Okay. Of course, gotta get my morning coffee. It's funny because I'm so in the habit with like warm summer weather to ordering iced coffee in the morning instead of like a hot coffee. I am a big McDonald's coffee person. That is my drive-through coffee of choice. Good morning, Carolyn. Hello. So I always get the McDonald's sugar-free syrup cold brew, or if I get a hot coffee, I just get a large coffee with 2 cream. And so I ordered my cold coffee, forgetting that it's actually kind of chilly this morning, and now I'm like, oh, I'm cold, and my coffee is not helping me warm up. But again, I'm sure very quickly I will be fine with that. All right. Good morning. Hello, hello. I will give everyone like 30 more seconds to join in. And while we do that, I just want to remind everyone that since we've changed up the live structure a little bit, for my lives, instead of going like in order of the daily launches, now I'm just kind of like picking and pulling pieces that I still have everything that's plus size for the week on my rack. And I will just kind of like pick and pull pieces that I think would look cute together, or, ooh, I like this, I'm gonna try this one on next. So I'll still try on all of the plus pieces, but instead of just like going in strict order of like, this is the Tuesday, this is the Wednesday, this is the Thursday, instead I'm just kind of like grabbing stuff and trying it on as I fancy. So just a little bit of a change just to give everyone a heads up for that. Good morning, Brenda, hello. Hello. Okay, with that, I would say it's 11:04. I think that's definitely been enough time to let everyone hop in, so I will go ahead and get started. So my name is Michelle, for those that don't know. I am the size 3X model here at Lavender and Lace Boutique. I typically wear a size 3X top and bottom. I wear an 18W in Judy Blue jeans. For Judy Blue shorts, I am either a 2X or a 3X, kind of depending on the cut and the style. More often than not, I am a 2X, but some styles I still prefer that 3X. Height-wise, I am 6'1", so I'm very tall. I do have long arms and I have a long inseam. I typically have like a 34 to 35 inch inseam, so I will talk about length as it is relevant, much like it is with these jeans, because these are longs, and as we can see, these are almost touching the ground on me. These are a 33.5 inch inseam, and I'm needing a 34. These are pretty darn close being long, so that will be very relevant. But yeah, with that, let's get started. So as I was just mentioning, no particular order, not everything that I'm wearing launches on a particular day. I just thought this would be a fun way to style this, especially when I saw the leopard mesh top. I'm like, I definitely want to layer that under a t-shirt because that's how I love to wear them. So I want to start with that. So let's, what I'll do is I'll talk about the t-shirt, and then I'll take off the t-shirt and talk about the mesh underneath. But I definitely wanted to layer these pieces because I think it is adorable. So this is the Lisa T in candy pink. We've been having the Lisa T in a few different colors the last couple of weeks, and you guys have been loving them. So this is the candy pink. So this one is retailing for $29. Great typical staple piece kind of pricing. Available in sizes small through 3X, and this one includes both an extra large and a 1X. This one is from Zenana, I believe. Yes, it is. So this one is true to size. It's a little bit of a relaxed fit, but not like super loose and flowy like the Sarah tee. This one is a little bit more straight cut, but it's also not like a fitted tee. It's just kind of like a nice, like typical like a straight cut, I would say, for the tee. So this one is true to size. So Christina's in the small, Carrie's in the medium. Melissa wears either the extra large or the 1X, just kind of depending if you want it to be a little bit more of a closer fit or a little bit loose. She finds that both sizes work for her really well, which does make sense because with Zenana, she can kind of be in between the two. If it only comes up to extra large, a lot of the times the extra large will work for her, and sometimes it only comes to the 1X, and that's what she'll take. So that works for her as well. Good morning, Linda. Hello. Hello, JJ. Welcome in. Thank you. And so I'm wearing my typical 3X for this one. This one is a poly rayon spandex blend. So my favorite part with the Lisa T is that it does have these longer sleeves. They're not quite like a half length sleeve, but they are a longer sleeve, like much like the Sarah T. We do have this V-neck as well, and I like that it's kind of like a broader V-neck without being a super deep V-neck. And then it is a straight hem. There's no scalloping on the sides. And it is like a really nice length. I would say it's like a pretty standard t-shirt length, maybe slightly on the longer side. It's not super long, like it's not going to be giving booty coverage, but it is not like a cropped length by any means either. Because it is a little bit of a straighter cut and that kind of good like standard to slightly longish length, I feel like it's going to be good for tucking into tops without getting too much kind of bulk in the front where you're doing the tucking. You're not going to get those kind of wrinkles from the fabric being under there, but it's also not going to be like super bodysuit effect if that's not the vibe you're going for. And then of course we have this really pretty candy pink color and typical cut in the back. So again, this is the Lisa T. This one's retailing for $29, and this one is going to be launching on the 18th, which is already happened. Okay, so this one is already online, which is great. So that was on, what is the 18th? Friday? Yes. So this one launched on Friday. I was gonna say, I feel like this one's familiar. And then we also have the mesh top that I have underneath, which is the Fierce Love mesh top in taupe leopard. This one is from Haptics. I will take off the t-shirt so that we can see this one a little bit better. This one is a mesh top, so it is a little bit sheer. You probably will be able to see my bra under it a little bit. I am wearing a nude bra, so I think if of all the bras to be wearing under here, oh yeah, like that's actually like, I feel like that's not super apparent. If I were wearing like a black bra or something like that, I think it would be like very, very apparent. Either way, I would still probably personally style this either as a layering piece, or I would layer like a white tank top or something underneath of it, just for personal preference. I guess it depends on where I'm going. If it's like a summer day and I'm just like going out to like the mall or to run errands or something, I probably wouldn't do that. But if I'm, you know, going to work or something, this is probably not how I would wear it. So again, this is the Fierce Love mesh top in taupe leopard. This one is launching on the 25th, so that's going to be on Friday. This one is retailing for $39, and it is the Haptics brand. This is the second mesh top we've seen. We had the Bad Romance one, which was the short-sleeved floral one, which I purchased for myself and I love. I wear it all the time. Thought about wearing it today. I ended up picking a different outfit. So this one is available in sizes small through 3X, with the median size being a 1X for this one. And if it'll give you the fit description, it is stretchy and true to size. Because it is a stretchy mesh top, it does kind of like form back to the body, but it's not like fitted. It's not like compression-y by any means. It's just, it kind of sits right on the skin. If I wanted it to be more like fitted close right to the skin, I could probably size down to the 2X and it would have more of that like super close bodysuit feel, or bodysuit feel. But as the 3X, it fits kind of like typical t-shirt, like it is sitting on my skin, but there's like, it's not like it's stretched by any means, like there's still lots of room in this one. So it is true to size. We have Christine in the small, Carrie is in the medium, Melissa is in the 1X, and I'm in my typical 3X for this one. Again, it is very stretchy. Like the Bad Romance top, the floral one, this one does have the mock neck style. So it is going to be a little bit higher up on the neck bone, which is why I really wanted to style it with the V-neck, because I liked that you got that extra little bit of mesh and then the cool little frilly poking out from the V-neck. I thought that was a really fun detail. And then something that I like that's a little bit different about this one compared to, say, the Grace and Lace mesh tops or the Shirley ones that we have, is that this one actually has, they're not quite like a bell sleeve, but they're definitely, of course, I'm sticking my hands out. I always do this. I forget how long my arms are. You can't see it when I do that. So, this one is not quite like a flared bell sleeve, but it's not as tapered as we've seen on a lot of the other ones. A lot of them have that kind of the effect where it's like kind of clings around the hand, and they don't, well, the Shirley ones do, they even have like the little thumb holes so that it stays quite close to the hand, but this one stays a little bit more loose and flowy, so you get almost like a flared sleeve effect, which I think is really fun, again, as a layering piece with a t-shirt. And I liked that the Lisa T had less flowy sleeves. They were more kind of sitting right on the arm, so then you got that cool kind of like flowing silhouette on the arm with it flaring out just a little bit at the sleeve. And then we do have that little lettuce hem detail on the sleeves that we have on the mock neck, and that is also the same trim around the hem of the top as well. So again, this is the Fierce Love mesh top in taupe leopard. $39 for this one. It is Haptics brand. True to size, we are all wearing our typical sizes, including myself, in a 3X, and this one is launching on the 25th, which is on Friday, if my math is correct. 23rd, 20, yes, Friday for this guy. All right, and then the jeans that I'm wearing, I believe that these are already live. As I mentioned previously, these ones are actually true long jeans. These are the Aziels, or Aziels, I think Aziel, from Judy Blue. These ones, this is another pair that we got that come in 3 distinct lengths, which I'm really excited about. The last pair, the Black Flares did, Stanley's I think they were. They did super well. People love that, and we heard you, and Judy heard you, and so we have another pair available in 3 lengths. So these are the high-rise tummy control boot cut light wash, aka the Aziels. We have them in short, regular, and long. Of course, I am wearing the long. So these are retailing for $103, and they're available in 0 through 15. And then 14W through 22W, these are very true to Judy Blue sizing. I am wearing my typical 18W in these, and it is absolutely a perfect fit on these ones. Right, Melissa, I am kind of a little bit obsessed with these. Boot cuts are really hard as a tall person with long legs, just because like boot cut has to be long enough. Like skinny jeans are easy enough to get away with it, because you can just wear it as an ankle jean, or you can like roll it a little bit and go like full capri. But like a boot cut doesn't look quite right unless it's actually the right length. So these ones are 33.25 inches. That's what it says for all of them. I'm gonna guess that in typical fashion it probably bumps up to like a 33.5 as you go higher up the size range. I would even gander that these are probably a 34 or pretty close in the 18W, because these are like less than an inch from touching the floor on me. And like I said, I have a 34, 35-ish inseam, and these are pretty darn close to touching the floor for me, which is kind of incredible. That does not really happen for me very often. So these ones definitely pass the test in terms of being a true long jean, at least for how they're sitting on me. So they are, I really like too that like for the jeans that we're offering all the different lengths in, we're making them really accessible. It is a very like usable staple pair of jeans because they are the lighter wash. They have a little bit of the whiskering on the thighs and the pockets here, but nothing extreme, and there's no physical distressing on these guys. It is just the wash. We do have like just a really nice classic boot cut, really classic rise. We have a little bit of that kind of Western style stitching on the pockets, but again, nothing super dramatic, nothing that's like very like, this is a Western pair of jeans. Like they're still really accessible, like a true staple pair of jeans for these ones. Same with it being like just a really nice high-rise tummy control, but not tummy control in the way that they feel like they're squeezing you, just the really nice Judy ones where they just kind of smooth everything over, but still fit like that classic stretchy Judy fit. So again, these are the Aziels from Judy Blue. I am of course wearing the long length. They are also available in regular and short. These are retailing for $103, sizes 0 through 15, and then 14W through 22. I'm wearing my typical 18W, and then these ones launched yesterday, yes. So these ones are live. They were part of the drop yesterday. So these ones are available online already, which is fantastic. So again, if you are a fellow tall girl, these are definitely ones for you to check out because they are tall girl approved by this tall girl right here. Okay, sweet. So that is part of my rack. Like I said, I'll just kind of remind anyone that's like tuned in since I started. I'm not going like in order of the drops. I'm just kind of seeing what piques my fancy off the rack, grabbing some things and trying them on. So I'm just gonna go see whatever calls my fancy, and I will be right back. Do some quick math in my head to calculate how to maximize like how many tops per pair of pants can I wear? Looks like there's not a lot of tops compared to pants. We've got a few dresses too, so I think I basically, every time I put on a new shirt, I'm gonna have to put on a new pair of pants too. That's fine. We can do that. Okay. I'm just gonna go over here. let's do a dress next. We have these stunning Eden dresses, these smock dresses from Shirley. I have a few different patterns here. Let's grab one of these. We'll do that next. I can do my pant mask later. Okay, I have 2 more colors to show off. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is pretty. This is my first time seeing this one. This is so flattering. Just kind of adjusting it to make sure I've got everything sitting where I want it to sit. There. And this is the 3X on me. I would say this is very true to size. I would not size down in this one. I know sometimes with Shirley, I'm kind of on the fence with pajamas a lot of the times. I will size down to 2X. Dresses is kind of 50-50. This one would not size down. Definitely a true 3X for this one. Okay, so let's see. This was the Eden smock tiered dress. So we have 3 colors coming. The one that I am wearing currently. This is the navy. And then let me just grab the 2 other patterns that I have available here. Oh, they're so pretty. I was really torn on which one I wanted to put on. This one was the other one that was really calling out to me, but I was like, I feel like I look really good in navy. I mean, I also look really good in black, but just, I love the size of the pattern on this one too. Just so gorgeous. So we have, I'm wearing the navy. This one is floral cascade with this kind of multicolored, almost like, it's giving kind of 70s vintage with the like kind of burnt umber color and then the turquoise. And then this one is dusk floral. That's a good way to describe this color. I like that. So this is the dusk floral where it's this really interesting kind of like greenish taupe color. It's a really interesting neutral with the black. And then this one has a black background with a little bit more bright pop of the floral. And then this is the navy. Yeah, so again, these are the Eden dresses. So these are Shirley, the smock tiered dress. These are retailing for $64. Sizes extra small through 3X, with the medium size being an extra large for these ones. These ones are true to size, I would say, because sometimes I find Shirley sizing is true to size if you're between size to size down. This one, I would not say that. Very true to size. I would not size down at all in these. Thank you, Brenda. Also no pockets on this one. I've been, oh no, I lied. I was like, I'm trying to feel around for a pocket and I can't find one. I lied. There is a pocket. It is a pretty small pocket though. This is more of the, I don't know what to do with my hands pocket, as opposed to an actual like, put my keys and my phone in there kind of pocket. I still like them either way. I love a, I don't know what to do with my hands pocket. So these ones are 100% polyester. These ones are going to be dropping on the 22nd. So these are launching today. Okay, that's really exciting. So maybe I should have picked one of the other ones so that we could see the smocking detail a little bit better. Maybe I'll grab the dusk floral one again so we can see where the smocking is. So the entire bodice of this one is smocked. As we can see, it goes like right under the bust line, and this one is what I would describe as more of like an empire waist as opposed to a baby doll. At least with where it sits on me, it is like right under where my bra line is where that elastic is hitting, whereas a baby doll is usually a little bit more down here, like an inch or two below where my bust line is, but this one is right on the bust line. Thank you, Wanda. Thank you, Nicole. I know they're so gorgeous. I will try the brown one on next, Melissa, because yeah, I need to know, because of course black is absolutely my jam. And for the girls who love like a good like neutral and then a black and a white, this is definitely going to be fantastic. So yeah, so the smocking is all the way on the top and it goes all the way around the back as well. And then we do have 3 tiers in the dress. So this one on me is hitting kind of just at my natural hip right here. And then this one is going to hit kind of right above the knee. For some, it might be right at the knee. For me, it is hitting about right here, which is, it's hard to tell on this, but it's a couple of inches above my knee. So again, these are the Eden smocked tiered dresses. I am wearing the navy one currently. Of course, I need to do a spin test because that's my favorite thing to do, and it definitely passes the spin test, which is so fun. So gorgeous. So again, this is the navy. They're going to be retailing for $64. I am going to try on the dusk one as well. honestly, as much as it's for you guys, it's also just for my own kind of personal need to know, because I am a little bit obsessed. And the navy looks, I know I look good in navy. I mean, navy is a neutral to me. I think navy looks incredible on everyone, whether you're fair, darker skinned, tanned, if you are really fair in the winter and then tan in the summer like some folks do, deeper skin tones, all those skin tones, warm tone, cool tone, navy looks good on absolutely everybody. But being the pasty white girl that I am, I definitely like navy because it just kind of really emphasizes that pastiness, which I used to be kind of embarrassed about, and now I actually like really appreciate how fair I am. And I avoid the sun like the plague because of it. Yes.
Launching at 2 p.m. today.
Oh, perfect. So I just got a hot tip that these ones are launching as a bonus launch at 2 p.m. So the Eden dresses are not going to be part of tonight's daily drop at 8 p.m. These are going to be a little bonus launch at 2 p.m. So that's exciting. Oh, this one's really, I think I like the navy better, but this one is also gorgeous. I think this one I prefer the spacing and the placement of the pattern. I like that it's a little bit of a larger scale and a little bit more space between, but I think the navy was better on my skin tone personally. I think this one would look incredible on you, Melissa, though, just saying. 2 p.m., Nicole. Yes, so most of the launches are going to be at 8 p.m., but I just got a hot tip that these ones are at 2 p.m. Yeah, thanks, Melissa's in there, like 8 p.m., wait, I lied, 2 p.m., but yeah, so these ones are a bonus launch at 2 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time today for these ones. And of course, we got to do a spin test in this one too, and it is just as fun and spinny and flowy. So again, that is the Eden Smocked Tiered Dress. Thank you, Molly. Thank you. Yes, these ones are gorgeous. And they're super comfortable too. And I like that with the smocking, they're going to be like really accessible. I'm someone who has a smaller bust for a 3X, but even so, because it has the smocking, if you have a larger chest, that is not going to have to make you size up or anything like that. They're definitely going to be very adaptable. Okay, that was the dresses. What else do we have for this week? Ooh, there's these really fun gray rhinestone jeans that I want to try on. I think I'm gonna go put those ones on, and then I'll be right back, and I'll just grab a couple of tops to put with that one. So, all right, I'll be right back. Thanks, everyone. Thank you for requesting me to try on the brown too, because I was honestly very torn on which one I preferred for myself. And without having actually put it on my body, I probably would have picked the brown, but after putting them on, I think I like the navy better.
These two are also too.
All the Shirley is? Okay, perfect. Fun fact, I'll try on more in a little bit, but we have other Shirley pieces that are gonna be launching at 2 p.m. We just have a 2 p.m. Shirley bonanza going on. So I will still do my jean try on that I was planning, but when I hop into the other Shirley pieces, I'll remind everyone that they're also at 2 p.m. today. Okay, so these are a gray rhinestone jean, and they're described as a straight cut, which I think is fair. And then where did that sweatshirt go? There it is. I'm gonna try this one on. All right. Very different vibe. We went from like a really like feminine, pretty twirly dress to super casual, comfy vibes. But I mean, that's one of my favorite things about LLB is that there's stuff for every vibe. We've got really pretty, elegant, fancy stuff sometimes. We've got loungewear, comfy stuff, athletic stuff, business stuff. Like we got all kinds of stuff. That's the fun part. Okay, so let's start with the jeans that I'm wearing. These are the Vespers, or the Judy Blue High Waist Rhinestone Straight Grays. These are retailing for $124, and they are available in the full Judy size range of 0 through 15, and then 14W through 24W. To me, I'm just gonna double check the sizing. These fit like exactly like a tried and true pair of Judy's. And yes, that is the case. We're all wearing our typical sizes. So Christine is in her usual 3, Carrie's in her usual 9, Melissa's in her usual 14, and I'm in my usual 18 for these ones. So these ones are called a straight leg, which I would agree they have like maybe, in my opinion, like a tiny bit of a flare at the bottom, but it's not quite enough to call it like a boot cut. So I do think straight makes more sense. These ones are a little bit on the short side for me. I don't have the actual inseam on these, but I'm gonna guess these are like a 30, maybe 30 and a half. So if you are a long-legged folk like I am, they are going to be a little bit on that cropped side. And then the other thing, because normally I would just whirl them up, but unfortunately that's where a lot of the rhinestone is. So also if you're someone who needs hemming, I would not recommend it with these pants because it's really hard to like hold this balance. I'm not a yogi, but I think we can see here that like all of the rhinestone details are at the bottom here. So it would be a shame if you had to hem these because that's where all the detail is. I'm gonna gander that's probably why they cut these ones a little bit shorter, because they wouldn't want anyone to have to hem away the rhinestones, because that is like the funnest part of these jeans. And then luckily, if you are someone who does need to hem them, or if you're like me and you're like, well, they're just a little bit on the short side, I'm gonna have to cuff them to make them make sense. There is still a little bit of the rhinestone that's hanging off, like dangling down into the bottom. It's kind of like a gradient. So you can still get a little bit of that. It kind of looks like they're just kind of falling and that the cuff is like catching them. But then again, I wish that they're flat black rhinestones. They're not like a clear black, so they're not as light catching. So if that's something where you don't want them to be as blingy, but you like the little bit of bling, that'll be really nice for you. It's just hard for me to show them. I wonder if I get my phone with my flashlight, that might help show them off a little bit better. If I use the flashlight on my phone, does that help? Maybe a little bit. Can kind of see there. Yeah, you can see them better that way. There is like all these fun rhinestones. They're really concentrated around like the hip and pocket area. They're up in the front around the waist a little bit, kind of in this front area, and then they just trickle down a little bit on here, and then there's just the finest little trail of them that actually trickles all the way down the side and then kind of connects back up with where it goes into the leg. So it's fun that there's just a little bit of rhinestones sprinkled everywhere, but it's definitely focused around the pocket area and then at the hem of the jeans for these ones. I'm gonna remember to turn the flashlight off before I put my phone back in my purse. Otherwise my phone will die by the time I go back to work for lunch, and that would make me very sad. So I probably can show a pair up close, either that or when I, can I? Yes, I can. There we go. Okay, so I grabbed, this was just a pair of, these are the ones, these must have been on Christine's rack. This probably, that's the size of my thigh. I think that's so interesting. But so if we look at the ones, we can see that yes, all of that was a great idea. Thank you, Reen. Yes, I do remember the black pair like this last year with the jean jacket. Yeah, so all of they're mostly concentrated up around the pockets like this. And then there is just a little bit that trickles all the way down the sides. And then it is really concentrated again at the hem of these guys. Very adorable. So again, these are the Vespers, aka the Judy Blue High Waist Rhinestone Straight Grays. These are retailing for $124, and they're available in 0 through 15, and then 14W through 24W. And we all wear our typical Judy sizes, which includes myself in my typical 18W for these ones. Okay, and then let's talk about this really cute pullover. This one is from Zenana. I'm just double checking that. Yes. So this is the low-key pullover in black, even though it's really like more of a deep charcoal gray, but the color descriptor is still black. I guess it's like a wash black kind of idea, like a lived-in black. This one's retailing for $52, and it is available in sizes small through 3X. I just realized I forgot to say when these sparkly jeans were launching. Give me a sec. These ones are launching on the 23rd. So these are going to be tomorrow at 8 p.m. for the Vesper jeans. Hello, Lori. Hello. I did not expect to see you today. And then for the pullover that I'm wearing, this one is launching on the 19th. So this one already launched on Friday. So sizes small through 3X for this one. I would say it's a relaxed, like slightly oversized fit, but not so oversized that you would want to size down, if that makes sense. We all still wear typical sizes in this one. So Christine in the small, Carrie in the medium, Melissa wears the 1X, and I'm in my usual 3X. This one is also 100% cotton, and I can tell because putting it on, when you have a like a full polyester or a mostly polyester sweatshirt, when it's warmer out, when you put them on, sometimes you can kind of tell immediately, like, ooh, I'm gonna get a little sweaty in here. But this one, way more breathable. I've had it on for a little bit now, and I am not getting super warm yet, and I believe that is because it is that natural fiber. So this one is retailing for $52, and it is like a really classic, kind of vintage vibed cardigan. I think the washed black color helps with that kind of vintage vibes, and it has a bit more of that washed black texture kind of at the seams. I love that we have the ribbed collar here, and then we have the large ribbed sleeves. Sleeves are short-ish on me. They're not too bad. Like if I stick out my arm, they're here, but it's like if I do this, that's when we can really see all of my wrist. But being a girl who always pulls my sleeves up anyways, I love that we have these really nice, like stretchy ribbed cuffs, because these are going to stay in place and I know they're not going to budge. And then I think my favorite part is that we have this side panel here that is also that ribbed material. I think that just makes it feel a little bit more breathable because it has that stretchier, more breathable fabric there, and it's just gonna like move really nicely, especially if you're wearing this on errands, you know, you're like reaching at the grocery store and stuff. It's gonna stretch with you. If you want to wear this outside to do like yard work or chores or something like that, it's gonna move really nicely with you. And I just like the way it kind of like hangs nicely, and just that little bit of variation in the texture and the way everything sits, because it has that stretchy ribbed fabric to kind of break up the side panels like that. And then around the back, of course, we have that ribbed waistband that goes all the way around as well. And again, 100% cotton for this one. So again, this is the low-key pullover in black. This one is retailing for $52, sizes small through 3X. We're all wearing our typical sizes, which includes myself in the 3X. It is a relaxed fit, not quite oversized, and because of that, we do recommend wearing your true size for this one. Okay, what else do we have? I'm just gonna go take a gander at my rack, see what's tickling my fancy for today. Maybe, I think it might all be jeans that are coming later in the week, because I was like, oh no, I have too many jeans. I'm gonna have to keep changing, but I think all of these jeans are for next week, so actually I don't have too much at all. Cool, 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 okay. I don't have the yellow one, but I have the green one. Ampersand stuff. Beauty. Okay, I have, let's do the really pretty satin blouse. So I have the Moonlit Garden satin blouse that I'm gonna put on over here. I'm not sure if it got posted or not, but I did a little video in these guys, because there's two colors. I only have the green one on my rack, the yellow one. I'm wondering if maybe during the Monday Night Live, if it got sold during pre-sale, so it just got pulled already. That is very, very possible. These are super pretty. But, or these might have launched last week. I don't know, my memory is very bad right now. I'm in the process of attempting to plan a international trip by myself for the first time in my life, and it's fun, but it's also terrifying. So my mind is so scattered. I'm just thinking about like hotels and bookings and so I don't remember days of the week unless you're talking to me about October. I can remember October very well because that's what I'm planning for. But anyways, this is the Moonlit Garden Floral Satin Blouse in Dusty Mint Multi. Okay, no, so these launch tomorrow. So I'm guessing the yellow one probably sold during Monday Night Live in my size, but I will go grab one off the rack so that I can show it off anyways. So this one's launching on Wednesday, which is tomorrow at 8 p.m. These ones are from Mine and EM is the vendor listed. I feel like I've never heard of them. I'll double check the tag when I get back, but I am gonna go grab a yellow one if there's still one up here just so I can show. Yeah, I'm not surprised, Linda. I also loved the yellow one. It was such a gorgeous shade of yellow. Okay, I'm stealing the medium. I don't know if you guys can actually hear me when I go around the corner. I try to shout so that I can at least still project a little bit, but this is the medium in the yellow. This one was stunning. I think this one did go very quickly in terms of the ones for, because we don't make the whole stock available for Monday Night Live, we just make a select amount of the stock. But I am not surprised at all that the yellow went already because it is stunning. I believe they're both going on Wednesday. I'll just double check. But yeah, so that one is the yellow, and then I'm wearing the Dusty Mint. Yes, so the yellow is also tomorrow. So they're both launching tomorrow evening. And I'm just looking at the yellow, like I can't wear a lot of yellows just because I am so cool toned and so fair, but that is a shade of yellow that actually does work for me. This kind of like light, just a little bit more saturated than a butter yellow, but not quite a daisy yellow. Like it's such a gorgeous shade of yellow. Like this one is stunning. So they're both going to be launching tomorrow at 8 p.m. They're retailing for $39, and then the brand is Mine. Okay, that's good to know. So it is, we have it listed as Mine and E&M. So Mine is what the brand is called. I'm not super familiar with them, but if this is the adorable stuff they're making, I would like to get more familiar with them because these are so stinking cute. The pattern, the floral is pretty similar. They're not identical. But this one has obviously the pink florals, and then this one has the kind of yellow, white, and kind of salmon colored florals, and the floral shapes are a little bit different as well. But the cut and fabric make of these is the same. I'll look up what the fabric is. I'm assuming it's like a polyester satin. Yeah, so it is a poly spandex blend for the satin. These ones are true to size. Everyone is wearing their true size. So Christine in the small, Carrie's in the medium, Melissa wears the 1X in these, and I'm in my usual 3X. A lot of really fun details like this cute little scalloped neckline. This one needs a little bit of a pressing. It just doesn't want to quite sit. I think this side showed it a little bit better. There we go. It's the really fun scalloped neckline. There is this little frilly fold over sleeve, which I think is super cute. It's a little added detail for that femininity. And then it is a really flowy fit, more relaxed because of the flow, but I would still describe it as true to size. And then here is a view of the back for this one. So again, this one is launching in the green and the yellow, and that's gonna be launching tomorrow at 8 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. Okay, what else do we have? I've done that, I've done that, I've done that. And we did that. Okay, I think I have one more tank top and then the Shirley stuff, and then I have ampersand. So I'll throw that tank top on next, and then we'll hop into the Shirley stuff. For Shirley, it should just be, I have, this is a Becky, right? Or Mariana, we have a Mariana romper, and we have some pajamas. Okay, so we'll do this tank top first. This, oh, what did I click on? This is the Backroad Beauty Floral Tank in navy. This one retails for $42 and is available in sizes small through 3X. For the sizing, this one is a little bit of a relaxed fit. I remember Melissa and I talking about this one. We tried on another print a couple of weeks ago when we did our live together, and this one for me has a little bit of extra room kind of in like the bust area, but not enough that I would size down, because when I do size down I find that the bust sits a little bit high and whatnot, and it's meant to kind of have that flowy kind of boxier fit. That is the intended kind of cut with this one. So I am still wearing my typical 3X in this one. And as for everyone else, they are also wearing their typical sizes. Melissa did find that because it does have that boxier cut, there's a little bit more room here that she could kind of wear the large or the 1X. Same kind of thing with me. I could wear the 2X, but I find that it sits a little bit closer to my hips and stuff, and I prefer to have a little bit more of that boxy flow throughout the rest of the garment. So I did stick with my typical 3X for this one. You missed the jeans last night. I mean, they are launching again, so well, not again, because that was just the pre-sale, so you might be able to snag a pair when they do launch, Reen, hopefully, fingers crossed. So Christine wears the small, Carrie's in the medium, Melissa, like I said, wears the large or the 1X, and then I'm in my typical 3X for this one. It is this cute, I wouldn't quite call this a ditzy floral, but it is a more, like a smaller, more intricate floral print. I also love how much like greenery and foliage, like all the little leaves and ferns are involved in that. I think that's a fun little touch. And of course I love the colors. The background color on this is it's kind of in between like a navy and a royal blue. It's I would say leaning more towards navy, and we do describe it as navy. The color of the top is listed as navy. And then we have these sky blue details, these really fun like Kelly green, the yellow, the fuchsia, just really fun things. Is this the only color in plus for this top? I think we had another one launch, I want to say 2 weeks ago. Let me check Backroad. I think it is. I think we had another color that launched 2 weeks ago, or maybe 3. Backroad Beauty Floral Tank. So we had a we had the black one, and that one launched in small to 3X, and that one was live on June 3rd, so that one launched like a month and a half ago. Then we also had a beige one. I think that's the one that Melissa and I tried on, the ivory blue coral, and that one was also small to 3X, and that one launched June 12th for that one. So I'm not sure which one you're talking about. This is Royal Navy. I guess you could describe it as that. Online it's just called just navy, but it is kind of like a royal navy because it's a little bit more vivid than a true navy in my opinion. Anyways, let's go back to my tag so I can find where all my stuff is. Michelle 0722. There we go. There we go. Anyway, sorry, I had to find my way back to this in the iPad now. Okay, so again, this one is the Backroad Beauty Floral Tank in navy. This one is launching. Oh, this one already launched. This one launched on the 12th. So this must be the one I actually did try on with Melissa then. This one is live. Again, this is the Backroads Beauty Floral Tank in navy. It sizes small to 3X. We're all in our true size. You could potentially size down if you were concerned about getting some extra room in the bust. I chose to stick with my typical size anyways. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Let's get some Shirley on. Trying to think what t-shirt or top would be the best to layer under the Mariana. This would be cute. Let's try that. So I have the Summer Skies Floral Tank in pink. This one has already launched a few weeks ago, but I have it here on my rack and I feel like it's gonna look really cute under the Mariana romper. So that's what I am grabbing to layer underneath of it. I've got the black Mary on it, and it's such a bright, like pretty pink that I think it's gonna look really cute. And I like the idea of layering like a spaghetti strap with a tank under it so that you get a little bit more coverage, but you can still kind of show off your arms a bit. I think that's a fun idea. So going back to our 2 p.m. today, we do have some Shirley stuff that is going to be launching. Do I have a pair of jeans that are tummy control with distressing in the knees? I didn't see them on my list, but I feel like I've seen a pair like that. I do, Linda. I could try those on when I do the ampersand because I do have those. Okay. I'll have to look up what they're called when I put them on because they're not on my iPad, but I do actually have them in my rack, so I can try those on for sure. All right, anyways, before we get there though, let us talk about, again, the Shirley drop that we have going at 2 p.m. This is the Mariana romper. I don't see this one in my tag right now either, so I'm gonna have to search it and find how much we're retailing for. Mariana romper. Oh my god, we have so many listings from it from like over the years that I don't know which is the one that's like current. Could be any of these if I search black maybe. Some of these were pre-orders, so I believe that means that the pre-orders are also going to be, oh there we go. Some of the pre-orders those are probably going to be filled soon as well. And then we do have these ones going into regular stock. So this is the Shirley Mariana romper in solid black. This one's retailing for $58. Sizes extra small through 3X for these ones. We do find that depending on the length that you need from like kind of to like tip to torso kind of thing, sometimes potentially you'll want to size down for these. I do still wear my full 3X because I need that extra little bit of length in the torso. That being said, they do have adjustable straps so you can lengthen the straps a little bit. I just found that when I tried the 2X on, I have to let the straps out pretty much all the way. So I'd rather just size up to the 3X and not have to let the straps out all the way and get a little bit more of that extra flow and room. So I could do a 2X if I wasn't 6'1" and had a long torso. If you are, ooh, let's not throw the iPad on the floor. That being said, for most folks, because they are adjustable length straps, go with your normal size or potentially size down because the length is definitely not going to be an issue for the romper. It does feel really early to be buying Christmas time stuff, doesn't it, Rain? And like Michaels has had their Halloween stuff out since June. Like it's wild. Like I love Halloween, so I'm not mad because it means all the stuff's gonna go on sale like early. But then you go to Michaels like right before Halloween and it's all Christmas stuff and it's already on sale because they haven't had Halloween stuff since September because everything's so early. But anyways, I digress. So Christine wears the extra small, Carrie wears the small, Melissa wears the extra large, and then I, like I said, I could size down to a 2X, but I still prefer the 3X just so I don't have to let the straps out all the way. I do own a purple leopard print one personally, and I get compliments on it all the time. I'm pretty sure every time I've ever worn it, people have been like, oh my god, that is so cool, where did you get that? So this is, even in the black, it's a pretty show-stopping piece, but if you get one in a bright color or pattern, they are like extra show-stopping. So again, this is the Shirley Mariana romper. This one is in solid black. We have a restock of, I think, a few colors coming in. These ones are going to be, again, live at 2 p.m. today, 2 p.m. Daylight Time, Mountain Daylight Time. $58 and a little bit oversized, so you can potentially size down, or if you're super, super long like me, you can stay for size for length, but you should be good. And again, the tank top that I'm wearing is, I totally forgot what it's called. This one has been all live for a few weeks. 0722, there we go. This is the Summer Skies floral tank in pink. Super cute little tank kind of thing. Okay, so next we also have some Shirley pajamas. I only have one to show off. I'm just gonna hold them up because I've been in Shirley pajamas a bajillion times. But we have, this is a tee and joggers set. So the pants variety. We have this super cute pattern. This is the floral horse Super cute. I love that there's like a bunch of different horses. And I like that they're like more detailed horses too. They're not just like silhouettes of horses. I think that's really fun. Shirley does such cute, especially like farm and animal related prints. They're always adorable. Yes, so that is also going to be part of the Shirley launch at 2 p.m. as a little bonus kind of thing. Okay. Finally, to wrap everything up, I have ampersand, and then I'm glad you asked because I do have the pair of jeans that you, at least I'm assuming they are, Linda, because these are tummy control and they do have distressed knees. So methinks they are probably the ones that you were talking about. These are the Bretons is what these are called. And I'm also gonna put on, we have these really cute little cardigans that are coming from ampersand and they are so precious. I think I'm gonna do this one. Sorry, I'm having some struggles. There's like 800 buttons and of course they come all buttoned up. So I had to undo all of the buttons on the cardigan to be able to get to them. Okay, so we have the cardigan in 2 different colors that are coming. Oh my God, this is so cute. This one is this really pretty like cream, almost even more yellow than like a true cream. It's super cute. There we go. Okay. Let's talk about this guy. This is, which cardigan is this? We've got the Evening Rose and the Summer Rose. This has to be the Summer Rose. Okay, so this is the Summer Rose cardigan from Ampersand. This one is retailing for $74. Oh, I know, Rain, there's so much cute stuff. $74. This one is going to be extra small to 3X with an extra large being the medium size. I will say this one is a little bit on the smaller side. It's definitely going to be a little bit more of a like close-knit cardigan. Everyone is still wearing their typical size, but if you are bigger in the hips, you might want to consider sizing up. I haven't fully buttoned this guy up yet, but I do think it will button up, but it's definitely going to be like a little bit of a stretch. I think actually now that I'm wearing it, it's less that it's a stretch in the hips. I think it's going to be more so like my arms and my shoulders. It's not tight. It's just that I can tell that they didn't think that these linebacker shoulders were going to be trying to put this cardigan on. So I'm definitely wearing my true 3X. Christina's in the extra small, Carrie's in her medium, and Melissa's in her usual extra large for this one. I would not be surprised if Melissa would consider sizing up to a 2X for this one, just for a little bit of length and because she does have more hip than I do. Just for time's sake, I'm not going to button it up, but if I pull it across, we can see that like I can button it up, but it's definitely, even in the bust for me, and I'm not someone who's particularly busty, it's going to be a little bit of a snug pull. So I would probably, I mean, I'm not one to do up my cardigans anyways, but I would leave it open. So this one, I would say if you want it to not be like fully taut when it's buttoned up, I would consider sizing up for this guy. Especially if you have a larger chest, I do think you would want to consider sizing up. But the pattern on this one is stupid cute. I'm obsessed. I think this would look so nice. Oh, maybe not. This might not be the one's a cool yellow one. I take it back. I don't think these are going to work because this is more of a warm yellow and this one pulls more cool, at least in the pinks. But I thought it was worth a shot just because how often we have 2 yellow things with pink florals on them. So again, this is the Summer Rose cardigan. And then we also have, to go with it, oh, we have 3 colors. Okay. I thought the one was just a sweater because again, when they're on the hangers, they come and they're like fully buttoned up all the way. I was like, oh, that's just a cute little sweater, but no, they're all the cardigans. So we have the summer rose that I'm wearing. This is the evening rose cardigan, where it is, this one is what I would describe as like a true cream. You can kind of tell next to each other that this one pulls maybe just a little bit warmer, a little bit more of like a buttercream kind of yellow, whereas this is like a true cream. And then this one being the evening rose, it does have these little rosettes with these kind of like evergreen, kind of like blue spruce colored leaves, which I think is really pretty. And then we have this one is the antique rose. This one also has that same cream background. Maybe they are all cream, and maybe just like the yellow florets on this one are making me think it's more yellow than it is. Very possible, but they super cute. This one has the largest floral pattern with these big kind of, or these posies, I don't know, pansies. I'm really bad with flowers. I don't think they're carnations. I'm not sure what they are. They're this like warmer kind of like salmon pink color, super pretty. So these are the three. The one I'm wearing, the summer rose, is definitely my favorite. I like the dainty florals and I love the little pops of pink. And this is almost like a neon, like lemon lime color for the floral greenery on them. Super cute. So again, these are the summer rose cardigan, the evening rose cardigan, and the antique rose cardigan from Ampersand. They're going to be retailing for $74. Personally, I would recommend sizing up if you want it to button up all of the way. If you're planning to wear it open as more of like a layering piece, I would definitely suggest, or if that's like a plan, if you are going to wear it open like I would, true to size. But if you do want to wear it, able to like button it up fully and not have it stretch or anything like that, I would recommend sizing up for this one. Okay, I do have a pullover, and is it a university pullover? I think it is. And then I have a double hood as well. Let's do the, it just says pullover sweatshirt, so I'm not sure if it's university or classic pullover, or it might even just be pullover sweatshirt. It's got, I'm gonna say it's not university, it's got these little notches in the waistband. Oh, and in the sleeves, that's different. This might be just a new style in general. That being said, the body, I feel like it fits very much like a university pullover in terms of the sleeve length and everything, but it does have these little notches in the sleeves and then in the side here. So this is the, where did it go? This is the university, okay, so it is university side slit pullover in tea rose. This one's retailing for $82, typical pricing for our university pullovers. Extra small to 3X. Everyone is wearing their true Ampersand sizing for this one, which includes myself in the 3X. Like you can see, it is like the sleeves are very long. It's got that kind of dropped slouchy shoulder. Very true to what we expect for a university pullover. The big difference is going to be those little side slits in the sleeves, and then the slits in the side as well, which is a fun little detail. And then this one does have this ditzy rose floral print all over the place, and it has the cute little Ampersand Ave patch that we've been seeing on a lot of the recent Ampersand stuff, especially like the Comfort Zone things. And then, yeah, super cute. So again, this is the university side slit pullover in tea rose. $82 for this one, sizes extra small to 3X, and we all wear our typical university pullover sizing. And then finally, I'm gonna get to these jeans that Linda requested, because I think they launched this week, but for some reason they weren't on my tag. So I'm gonna search for these. These are the Bretons. Okay. Yeah, so these ones, oh, by the way, the Ampersand is launching on Saturday, the 26th. Seems like, I don't want to say like for sure, but it seems like Saturday is going to be our new Ampersand day going forward, but yeah. Okay, so these are the Bretons. These ones are launching today. So yeah, I don't know why they weren't on my list, but these are the ones that Linda requested. These are the Judy Blue Mid-Rise Dark Wash Tummy Control Skinnies, aka the Bretons. I was kind of wondering about these because I really liked these ones when I was doing my photos last week, because I mean, as much as I've been growing and trying to wear wide leg jeans and flares and stuff, skinny jeans are still home for me. I am a millennial through and through. I was an emo in high school. That is my comfort zone. And this is definitely like where that goes. So these are going to be retailing for $93, the Bretons, 0 through 15, and then 14W through 24W, so the full Judy size range. These ones fit like a true Judy skinny, in my opinion. I'm assuming everyone's wearing their typical size. That is the case. Christine in the 3, Carrie in the 9, Melissa in her usual 14, myself in my usual 18 for these ones. Like I mentioned a little while ago when I was talking about length, for skinny jeans, being a tall person, when they're a little bit short, I find it doesn't really matter as much because I just kind of like, because the ankle jean look like is a look, that's a thing, so no one really questions it. Or I can wear them with boots or whatever, so I'm not too worried about length. I'm gonna guess these are probably about a 30 to maybe a 29-inch inseam. But again, if my ankles show in skinny jeans, I am not too worried about it. These are a really nice classic dark wash jean. We have a little bit of whiskering here. We do have distressing on this front pocket here. We do have the distressing on the knees, that is quite obvious. And then these ones do have a finished hem. There is no distressing at the hem, no fraying or anything. So the distressing is kind of staying to the top half of the jeans with the pocket and the knees. And then we do have just a little bit on the back pocket here as well, and just a little bit of fading on the pockets, but not nearly as dramatic as the whiskering is on the front pockets and the top of the thigh here. That's kind of, the front of the jean is definitely where all of the drama is for these ones. They're a little distressed, but they're not so distressed that they're like looking like they're falling apart, if that makes sense. So I feel like these are a good, like, accessible, like a little distressed, but not crazy distressed, if that makes sense. Thank you, Linda. These are definitely like, these are the kind of jeans that I feel at home in. Distressed skinny jeans, that's probably, I've been getting better. I like, the pair I wore today actually was a pair of the Risen jeans that had the V-dip tummy that were in the warehouse finds. I meant to buy those jeans when they launched and just totally forgot about it. And then I saw them come up in the warehouse sale, I think that was last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, and they were $20. I was like, bam, they still have a 3X snap. So they're like quite wide leg jeans, and they're so form, like I can hear the fabric like touch itself as I walk in the office, and I'm like, this is so weird as someone who usually wears skinny jeans, but I appreciate it, Linda. That's definitely my comfort zone, is skinny jeans for sure. So again, these are the Bretons, or the Judy Blue Mid-Wash Dark Wash, Mid-Rise Dark Wash Tummy Control Skinnies. These ones are going to be launching today at 8 p.m. with the daily drop. $93, and they're available in the full Judy size ranges of 0 through 15 and 14W to 24W, and that is, everyone's wearing their typical size. These fit exactly how I feel like a true Judy fits, especially the skinny jean. Okay, I'm also, I think I have one more. Yeah, I have the, looks like a double hood. I'm going to assume this is a double hood to try on for ampersand. Yeah, this is definitely a double hood. Okay. This is giving like classic OG ampersand. I feel like we haven't seen just like classic double hoods in a minute. It's like nostalgic almost. Just trying to feel where the two hoods are. There we go. Okay. So this is, again, the last piece I have to try on from ampersand. This is the double hood. The double hood sweatshirt in Secret Garden. This one is retailing for $84 and is available in the typical extra small through 3X for Judy, not Judy, Jesus, ampersand. You can tell I'm used to talking about jeans for a little bit. That's fair, Reen. I mean, like I said, I've been trying. I have a few pairs. I am slowly getting it, but I still find, especially in winter, I know I'm gonna prefer my skinnies because I can tuck them into all my like taller boots. And I feel like the wide legs are just gonna like drag in the snow and get wet. And I feel like I would hate that. But for the summer and the spring, I've been trying to wear more of the wide leg jeans, and I am slowly coming around, but I will still always be a skinny jean girl at heart. So this again being the like the OG classic double hooded is the Triple S stretch fabric. Everyone is wearing their true ampersand sizes. I am in my typical 3X. There are times when I have occasionally sized down to a 2X in the double hoods if I plan to, like if I want them to be like really like skin tight because I'm gonna be wearing them under hoodies or layering under jean jackets or something like that. But I don't like doing that as much. In this one, I'm very comfortable in my 3X. It's a closer fit, but it's not form fitted in the 3X. I probably could wear a 2X, but it would be like very like on the skin, like almost like second skin levels of compression if I were to do that. Whereas that's not as much how I like to wear, especially if I'm just gonna wear them on their own. I definitely prefer the 3X, and I would say this one is definitely true to that. And again, it is very lightweight and stretchy because it is that Triple S stretch fabric that we know and love from Ampersand. We have this really gorgeous kind of cornflower blue floral as the predominant pattern for the entire body, and as well as the kangaroo. I guess it's not a kangaroo pocket. It has the two individual side pockets on the front here. It's kind of an oxymoron, side pocket on the front. And then I have this white floral with the rosettes for the sleeves. And then I think my favorite one, I would love to see a hoodie in this full yellow floral. I absolutely love this. It's kind of the same tone as the satin shirt that launched, just like blown up bigger. So the outer hood is going to be this, of course my hair is in the way. The outer hood is going to be this buttercream yellow, and then the inner hood is the same cornflower blue that matches the main bodice of this one. It is kind of refreshing. Like there was a time when I was like, okay, we're seeing double hoods like every week, like we get it. And now it's kind of been a long time since we've seen a lot of the double hoods. So now seeing them come back, especially in the mix match florals like this feels like OG Ampersand, and it's really nostalgic, and I'm very much here for it. So again, this is the Ampersand double hood sweatshirt in Secret Garden. This one's retailing for $84. Sizes extra small to 3X. We're all wearing our typical double hood size. Fits exactly like the double hoods that we know and love. Hello, I see someone's name in Japanese on Facebook. Hello, I'm trying to see, I've been studying we're going to Japan for a honeymoon in October. That's where I'm planning to go. I'm trying to see if I can read this, but my katakana are a little, she read, no, I can't. It's one of those things where my husband will quiz me, and it's like if I have a multiple choice, I can like figure out what characters I do know and like sound it out and elimination and be like he quizzed me and it was like, which one of these is pencil, which is enpitsu is how you say it, enpitsu. And I couldn't remember what N was, but I could remember Pete and suit, so I looked for the Pete suit and I was like, oh, well, this is the word that has it. But then if you asked me to like spell it, I wouldn't be able to spell it because I'm like, well, I can't draw the characters. I just know like from looking at it, I'd be able to figure it out. But no, I can't for that one. But anyway, sorry, that was a very off-topic thing. I just noticed that someone had a Japanese name that's logged into Facebook, and that made me very excited. But anyways, that is everything for me this week. My name is Michelle. I am the size 3X model here at Lavender and Lace Boutique. I typically wear a size 3X top and bottom. I wear an 18W in Judy Blues or a 2X or 3X in Judy Blue shorts, depending on the cut and everything like that. I go live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time to try out all of the pieces that are going to be launching in plus size for the week, or if they're not explicitly like plus size labeled, things that would still probably fit or work for a plus size body, which does happen quite a lot of the time. So if that is something that interests you, definitely check me out here. I will be exactly where you found me right now, either on Facebook or on Instagram at the same time. I love all of you. Thank you for tuning in to say hi, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Thank you so much, Lucy. Thank you, Linda. Goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.